The bout has begun, everybody. Let's go. RVL versus Z10. Playoffs are continuing here tonight. We're in our second set of this glorious ignited evening. And the beautiful thing about this CB is this match is going to be absolutely guaranteed going all 5 maps. I'm calling it right now, everybody. All 5 maps. Put your prediction in.
That is a bold prediction. I want to give Rival the benefit of the doubt. I know they're stacked with some incredible talent, but I think Zero Tenacity, like I said, anything less than a dominant 3-0 is going to be disappointing for a team that has such high highs here. But something else, there's another storyline that I think you and I are ignoring that I think the crowd wants to see. We finally get the storied matchup of Marvel versus Rivals.
Ooh. You may be on something there. Hold on a second. Who's playing on these teams? What's going on here? But I'll tell you what, everybody check your watches, because back on our screens from Zero Tenacity, everybody, it's Biza time. Biza is back on our screens. Welcome back in the scene on the games today. Looking forward to it. Snipsy as well on the White Fox hover, looking good. But yeah, look, honestly, guys, bad protect, same as always. I'm waiting for something. Throw in a little strange, man. Something spicy. Double Loki. Double Loki? And this? Hovering? Contemplating?
Your strange ban might happen in the back half. Any domination map, I mean, honestly, any map for that matter, I think is going to be a high value ban, but these two happening simultaneously. No double invis, no double Loki. Instead, we're going to split the difference. Loki ban for Zero Tenacity and a invis ban coming out from Rival Esports. And now is where things are going to get interesting. Again, these second protects are where I tend to look the most towards what the teams actually want to play, and it's going to be the Loki that comes through one-sided for Zero Tenacity. So Mantis Loki backline means you've got just about the best triple strategist that you could possibly ask for with those two, coupled with, I believe, the White Fox, which should make it through the ban phase here, especially if you reach for that Ultron. Yeah, of course, you can't leave that. You can't risk the damage boost that Ultron's. It's the last thing that you want to be facing off against if you don't have a good hit scan to take him down.
Hold on, I saw Thor. I saw Thor on Protect for a second there. Listen, there's no way we're getting a Thor Protect in Ignite right now. They're just cycling through. RVL having a bit of a giggle, but they're gonna go for the strange Protect just to be safe, not get caught out. And yeah, that's not gonna have invis on their side. That's a lot of strategists just banned out again for both sides. We will see how it all unfolds. Eggsy on the Psylocke, Zeft on the Daredevil, Proxy's gonna bring back that classic Mantis. Wendy's Jeff is crazy. I see Lumi. At the end of the day, Lumi, lock in. We know you're the Sorcerer Supreme of the scene. The question is, can you bring out those mystical magical powers and change the odds in your favor? Let's see if Lumi's got that Eye of Agamotto and can see all 14,605 possibilities.
Well, they are going to need to closely examine every single one of those possibilities, as there may only be one where Rival Esports comes out ahead of Zero Tenacity, or at the very least, if you ask Zero Tenacity, that's the way that it should be. They got caught up in Rejects Resurgence and ended up down in the lower bracket where nobody thought they would be, at least not just yet, but nevertheless, that is where they are, and if they want to fight their way out of it, they are going to have to go through Rival Esports. It is put up or shut up. It is now or never. It is elimination time for one of these two teams, and we're kicking things off on Celestial Husk. And both teams coming with a lot of the picks that you highlighted early on. I'm seeing a Venom for both sides. Marvel versus HK Mario. Both have been stellar on these picks. I think Marvel's bag goes a little bit deeper than just this Venom. I'm looking forward to seeing if anything else comes out, or if anything else even needs to come out for Marvel, because this is a composition that Zero Tenacity, I think, have looked quite strong on in the past.
Now we see Soko opening up that portal on the Strange. Matching pace with Marvel on the Venom. Question on the mind right now, you know. We'd love to see Gambit through. Why? Not just for Gambit. I want to see the team up. I want to see the Rogue. Marvel's very well known for that Rogue, but unfortunately we're not getting much Rogue out here tonight in the Pacific region. But nonetheless, we'll still apply pressure. Agamotto could be soon available for Soto. A lot of pressure on the Maelstroms as well, as they do chug them down. Snipsy takes down Eggsy. Getting that first blood right there. And Capture still looking in favor for Zero Tenacity, as RVL's not able to contest and pushed away to the corridors and the caverns.
Now, they do take a pretty good fight and find the first frag, but the fight is happening off the point, and Zero Tenacity taking the fight straight to him on the point. Soko just pushing the enemy team around with that Doctor Strange. Soko's Doctor Strange, by the way, has been a huge boon for this team. Zichek was also telling me that a lot of teams have started target banning out that Doctor Strange specifically, but Soko's flexibility has been quite the boon for the team. But you don't need to be flexible when you've got raw fragging potential like Exy and like Jerry, and that is 2 back-to-back elims, and I don't think Rival Esports is going to have a good opportunity to recover from that one. I think it's going to be abandon all ships, GG go next, we take the next fight as best we can, but you ain't getting out that easy. Jerry not letting you get away with that one, Proxies.
No, indeed. They're not going to let you get that one. 41% climbing right now for Z10 Nasty. Question is, can they zero in on the goal right here and get the 100-0 capture on the first round of Celestial Husk? Zeft has the ultimate line. Honestly, Zeft kind of has a good opportunity here, but I feel like
no, he doesn't.
Mind. It's Biza time.
Yeah, Baza's got a good opportunity to get those marbles just like straight into the face of Zeft, and I don't think we're going to be seeing the Galactic Legend coming anytime soon. Instead, we're going to be seeing a spawn hold coming out from Zero Tenacity as they are just blitzkrieging right now. Marvel is going crazy in the spawn. There is a back cap coming out, but I think there's enough members of Zero Tenacity that don't need to commit to this fight that they can keep Lumi at bay for the time being. It wasn't even Lumi going for the back cap. I'm not sure who that was on point, but nevertheless, they got scared, and they should be, because there's 6 ults about to come online for Zero Tenacity, and even though you're building up to your 6th of your own, it's going to be a bloody fight and one that is not coming out on your terms. You got to walk through the chokes and try and take the fight to them.
XZ taking out Snipsy on the skylines right there. That is exactly what we saw earlier today. Salak is a bit of a tough one for the Ultrons to handle right there. Drop flying Agamotto. Gonna get the value right there. They're gonna see a bit of a Zeft going Galactic in the skies, match it up with the Fate of Both Worlds being there. All 6 ultimates online right now, nullifying each other. You can see that shapeshift matching pace with the Kumihel from Biza. Marvel takes out X Lyle. That's gonna be the switch in value they need. Venom's going in. Jerry taking out Proxy's Lumi on the Biza right there, taking them down, getting the value they need. 99% right now claimed. RVL's down. Too many players in the ballpark today. Looks like Zero Tenacity is gonna hit that home run with 100-0.
The crazy thing is, Exy on the Psylocke, his tracking is so crazy good. He's been a solid hit scan player for his entire hero shooter career, one of the best in the business, has the potential to reach the highest of highs, and I want to see it happen. And when he's got the tracking that a hero like Psylocke rewards, you're going to see him just getting raw frags in the neutral, and that keeps happening time and time again. You know, we talk about which team has the ult advantage, who's got what, the Galactic Legends, the Kumihos Unleashed. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you just got to get a couple of clicks with the Psionic Crossbow, take the Elim, and then you're already going to be down a man going into the next fight. And it gets even worse when the fights start to break down and you can't keep track of where Exy is. He gets access to a backline, gets a couple of those shots on deck, and you're constantly looking with your head on a swivel just to try and find out where this Psylocke is. And again, that's crazy because it's not even his first pick. Like, it's just another hero that he's good at.
No way indeed. 5 seconds till we see those doors open up. Get into the action right now for Celestial Husk to go off. You can see, okay, here it is, the moment. Sokka's going to start up the winding the portal here. At the same time, Marvel's got Penny setting up the mines. Going to go for a little classic play here. And they're going to try to assassinate someone from RVL. Does it land? Oh, that's quite a bit of damage, but they're going to sustain and survive and group up very quickly. It's very lucky that RVL were bunched up as strategists together. And we'll be able to sustain that one with the triple strategist lineup. It's a lot of sustain. Very hard to get them with the penny mine trick there.
Yeah, but you can tell Rival were still scared. They immediately all hit the S key as soon as they saw Soko coming through that teleporter. I would be scared too, seeing Zero Tenacity coming at you with full force, but it's not over yet. As sooner or later, the fight's got to break down, and it is going to happen now. Marvel taking down Lumi early on. A nice little 2-piece for Marvel on the Venom to start things off, and he is not content with just that. He wants more, but Exy going to come in here, get a piece of the pie, taking down one strategist, looking for the second one. It's a little bit too hot for him, but Marvel, there we go. He'll clean up the scraps.
Ooh, here it is, Marvel just absolutely getting that plate served, taking all the scraps as you said, and lining it up. But Jerry has a chance for the Mantis to go off and get value. So sense for the next fight. Gotta watch out for Mario, who could be swinging around. Crunch is available if they need. They can get that beast going off. Looks like Lumi's going to be on the aggression first, trying to mark a bit of percentage down, but Zero Tenacity is just so formidable, so just stoic on the high ground right now. But little back capture coming out from RVL. Are they going to contest this one? Yes, indeed, Z10 are going to be forced off the high ground from RVL's little flank. Back cap there, but lock it in, everybody. Banhammer time going in right now. The Unicorn's dropping. Resurgence comes out from Jerry. Feasted Demons from Marvel, and it does crunch and take Lyle out of the fight right now as the bout is still going. And Song Inferno gets denied right before crashing.
Not gonna be coming through with the damage. Soul Resurgence now from Proxies. Rival Esports still think that they can turn this fight, but the Dance the Butterfly now coming out. Rage of Ultron to try and slow it down, but you can't hit the Psylocke. You can't hit what you can't see, and you never saw Xe coming. Then he traded out Amanthus for Amanthus as Jerry falls on the other side, but Zeft all alone and just getting ganked there by Soko, and that's going to be the fight one for Zero Tenacity. And they kick that fight off, like you said, just stoic up on that high ground. It's because they see Rival Esports are trying to split their attention, try and both displace them from the high ground and also go for the back cap. And Zero Tenacity, you know, they don't need to take that fight any sooner than they want to. They are in control. They're up to 80% and counting, and they are looking to send it home.
Ooh, okay. 80% and climbing. This is it. Final fight right now. If Z10 win this one here, they are able to secure victory entirety here on Celestial Husk. They do take down one. They take down the Mario. The Mario goes down with the proxies as well. There it is, XZ on the side lock. Dancing on up disco time. And unfortunately, Wade, aka Lumi, the Deadpool, was not invited to the party, but Snipsy's gonna cash in and steal another chance at victory here with a portal to bring RVL back online. This is their final chance to win a team fight here and to take momentum away from Z10. HK Mario is gonna bring the big crunch, taking out XZ right there. Feast of the Abyss is gonna get the value they need, but Jerry on the Spider-Man is going to be able to rotate and retreat and get the value. And they combo breaker proxies on the Adam Warlock, going to force a Cocoon to go on out in the backline on the Zef. Jerry is on this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Not so friendly when he's in your face and uppercutting you all over the place.
Banhammer just to try and put this Spider-Man to justice. J. Jonah Jameson would love this one, but Rival Esports have yet to put Jerry to justice, and Zero Tenacity still in the fight. Proxies with a good Cosmic Cluster taking down Baser, but Jerry gonna get his pound of flesh in redemption there. Eye of Agamotto now coming out from Soko, and that might just be it. It's everybody frozen in place. Xe just has a shooting gallery. It's basically just shooting some crash test dummies. Have that Ensong Inferno now coming out from Zeft, and another uppercut from Jerry, and Rival Esports end up getting a little bit too scattered, falling off the point, and that's back-to-back hundreds of zeros for Zero Tenacity on domination. And just like I said, anything less for this team and they would come away disappointed, but right now, heads held high. This is just another day in the office.
Ooh, it may be. And now Jerry takes the team to the water cooler to get refreshments after a strong map victory. But there it is, Z10 taking map 1 against RVL Esports tonight in a 7-minute domination round. Now it is a bit of a tough start for RVL, but nonetheless, Zero Tenacity feeling strong again. Look, maybe the lower bracket run could be on Z10's storyline. We don't know. We'll find out as the chapters progress, but nonetheless, we're going to see those moments, those actionable, powerful situations that led to Z10 claiming victory here today.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of Xe in this this highlight reel. Bro is a human highlight reel, especially on the Psylocke. Again, if you can't pin him down, he's always going to be lurking. He's always going to be finding the angles. You're trying to bring the Ultron to the dance floor. It doesn't matter because he just hits the shots and suddenly your Ultron just can't sit comfortably. He doesn't have any self-healing. You can't put a drone on himself, so he can't take a 1v1 up against a Psylocke, especially when she gets close and starts hitting those Sonic crossbow shots at point blank. And that is what Xe will do. He's not afraid to use the dashes to get in close, get a strategist, get an Ultron, take a duel with another duelist. Doesn't matter. He's got confidence. He's got the hot hands, and why wouldn't he, right? When you're playing like that, who's going to stop you?
Yep. Nobody's going to stop XZ on their run of the century. Let's see if it's going to be enough for themselves to keep it going. I've got to say, whew, Zero Tenacity, formidable right now, looking strong, looking sharp right now. Almost a little bit like Triple A looked earlier on, but a little bit stronger. More definitive fashion right now. We got a 3-2 situation earlier. I said it might go all 5 maps. At the moment, Z10 are here to prove me wrong, and if that's the case, salute to them. We'll go to a break. When we come back, map 2 kicks off.
wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it.
Thank you very much. Slice and dice. Ancestral sword. Strike! A gift from conscience. Taste cold steel. Time to make the undead dead again. Curse thee, vile creature!
Well done. Perhaps I'll give you the key to the city after this.
I shall feast on your bones! Ratatosker? What did Dracula do to you? You've got to fight, girl!
You truly believe yourself my equal? Pathetic. You have my thanks, but your vigilante antics have violated the law. You're under arrest.
How we doing, everybody? We are here again. Map 2 between RVL and Z10 is about to kick off in between the madness of it all here in Ignite, here in the preseason for Pacific Asia. It's going off, it's going down. CB, what do we feel about the momentum coming out of the doors from Z10's house?
I feel like Zero Tenacity, they don't get paid by the hour, but in less than an hour, they might just get paid. I mean, they want to try and clock out. Like we said, it feels like another day at the office for them. They just want to speed run this one and get onto that date with XOXO01, a team that they haven't lost a map to in scrims, or at least I'm told. I haven't actually gotten to get my eyes on them, but they said that they haven't dropped a map to anybody except for Pirates when it comes to scrims, so Scrimbucks have been in their favor, but that didn't really work out so well for Reject. Nevertheless, they want that rematch. They want that date with Destiny. They feel like they are the best team in the region, or at the very least, they have the potential to be. They want to get, at the very least, a top 2. You know, get that grand finals matchup with Pirates, and there are so many obstacles in their way. I feel like they just want to get this one over with and get on to the next one. So we'll see what ends up happening here, but it's going to be Rivals map pick, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it before we actually see it. I'm predicting Museum of Contemplation. I don't know why we would go anywhere else at a point like this, unless Rival Esports really want to hit us with a curveball.
I'm looking forward to it. I think RVL's got a chance to drop something crazy, drop something sneaky. Shinshibuya, maybe, could be. Heart of Heaven, Kunlun, we don't know. A lot of options, a lot of cool things they can do to try to change the pace.
They did go to Heart of Heaven yesterday.
Yes, maybe again, run it back. Let's see. Because right now you wanna change the script a little bit, okay? Z10 think they've got the script, they leaked the script, they know what they want to do now. Change it on them. Try to add some factor that could go into your advantage, because if it's going, you know, down the line, bang for bang, mirror bands, and it's not going in your favor, something has to change.
I feel like, you know, like I said earlier, if you're Rival, you know, you want to leave it all in the ring. You want to leave it all on the line. You don't want to leave no stone unturned. You want to make sure that you're changing it. You're trying new things. You're going down swinging, and that would be a great way to do it. You know, I think maybe change it up. Don't go to a Museum of Contemplation. I just know, you know, sometimes if it's not EXO, things tend to get a little bit more predictable, especially when it comes to this region, because for whatever reason, we love Museum of Contemplation. But no, Midtown. Okay, so change it up a little bit. All right, I'll stop trying to predict everything, because I cast or curse everything I touch, apparently. Even the most obvious of predictions I somehow get wrong, and this is why I got 0% in EMEA.
Okay, Midtown. We saw Midtown last night by the OCE squads having a match as well, but looks like Asia's gonna dabble a little bit and get into the Midtown Madness. Empire of the Eternal Night, in the theme of the season, releasing the PvE mode, Blood Hunt. But for now, before we get to Dracula, First, we gotta do the classic route from the Baxter building all the way to Avengers Tower. That is the plan here for Midtown. Whew, gotta say, curious to see who's gonna be attacking, defending first, who's gonna set the standard, set the pace. We might not even see the subway. There is a chance we don't even reach the ambulance. It could be that quick.
I think for Zero Tenacity, you would love to stop before it even reaches the ambulance. But if you're Rival Esports, you know, maybe you've got some strategies here. Something that I want to highlight if we go into Midtown, though, is we've talked about it a couple times throughout the night, the Doctor Strange bans that sometimes come out. Doctor Strange is, again, strong on just about every single map, but things tend to get a little bit more front to back when it comes to Midtown. You're going to see a lot more Doctor Strange, probably a lot of Invisible Woman, especially with that team up. Both Soko and Lumi do really like to reach for that particular pick, so I think if that is what Rival Esports are trying to gear up for, I think that's a good look for them, but it might also just be a better one for Zero Tenacity. Who knows? Only they know, only time will tell. Let's get ready to get into it, though, because I'm tired of waiting.
Let's do it. Ooh, let's do it. Let's get into the action. Let's get into the madness of it all, shall we? Right now, as the matchup between RVL and Z10 is going on right now. We are here on map 2, everybody. It's going to be on attack. RVL is going to start up and set the pace. Let's see how it goes right now. Z10, their goal is to hold it back as long as they can. Stop that momentum from RVL rushing out of the doors of the Baxter building. We will see. Both teams rallying on. Into the ban phase we go. Double Gambit ban is sure to be certified.
Which is a shame, because again, we got 2 Fire Gambit skins that you can cop right now, the Alluring Ace and the Will of Galacta, and that's even assuming you're not, you know, are still rocking that wedding skin. So if he gets double banned again, all right, I'm gonna have to call up Guang Guang and say, hey, all right, can we nerf Gambit just so I can at least see him play? All right, I've been deprived of his abs in gameplay for far too long. I need it. I need a Mantis Protect coming out from Rival Esports as well, and you know what? I'm gonna get it because it's their bread and butter. All right, they're one of the teams here in the Pacific that loves to go for that Mantis Protect first time around, make sure that they have a good, solid triple strategist backline. But again, you know, you want to change the equation eventually. You can't be reliant on a triple strategist backline that has gotten you limited success thus far.
Yeah, that is true to consider. I will say here, there's a lot of potential that can come from some sightlines on this map. A little bit of sniper potential could bring value. No Elsa available once again. Both these teams are keeping it in the same pattern. Same thing as always. No Loki, Mantis enabled. Very similar to what we've seen before. But now you're going to have to see that final difference factor. Is it going to be an Invisible Woman Protect? Are Z10 going to lock in Sue Storm? Yes, they are. And the next ban, the final ban that's going to affect Z10, is about to get locked in by RVL.
Looks like they're hovering that Doctor Strange ban. I think that's going to be a good heads-up play. But again, like I was talking again about Zichik, they're telling me, like, even if you go for that Doctor Strange ban, which, I mean, even Rival Esports are second-guessing right now, Soko's bag goes a little bit deeper than I think a lot of people realize, so even that wouldn't really be enough to slow Zero Tenacity's momentum, and instead, they're going to go for that Ultron ban. And again, I think that's wise. You know, you see the Mantis Protect coming out, Ultron Mantis, you know, a duo that wreaked havoc over midseason last time around, you know, alongside Human Torch, who unfortunately still not strong despite EMEA's best efforts. You know, not enough people have been willing to pick up the Johnny Storm, but that doesn't mean that the other 2/3 of that triad are still strong, especially in tandem. But only Mantis going to be coming forward. No Vibrant Vitality with the low keys. Both teams banning that one outright, and both teams getting access to the Sorcerer Supreme. You know what that means for Soko? That means he's going to be going straight for it.
Oh, absolutely. Most definitely right there. That's going to bring the power, the value that they need. If they can take out all that potential. Eggsy on the Starlink makes a lot of sense. Zeph wants to get that value on the Star-Lord. They got the... Oh, this could be it. All in on the Star-Lord right there is the plan of attack for RVL. We'll see how it unfolds, but Z10... Ooh.
It's an interesting plan of attack. If you want to go for the Star-Lord, there's not really a whole lot of open space. There's a lot of cover that you can use. You know, it's not bad, but it's still not his best place when it comes to the sandbox. But nevertheless, that's what Rival Esports are coming out here with, and it's not a terrible strategy. It's going to have to be the one that gets them at least through point A. We'll see what happens if we get that far, if they're able to get a full cap here. If you're a Rival Esports fan, that's what you want to see. That's what you need to see. And again, if you're Zero Tenacity, you want to see this one end quickly. You want to see them get onto that next stage. You want to see them start their redemption arc that both teams are so desperately in search of as the doors open on Midtown, the Baxter building, and Rival Esports going to start their assault.
That is a scary triple. Look at these dive triplets over here. Boom,
Quadruplets.
straight into the mix of it all, right there. They were just ready to go, looking fancy, ready to roll, and they just absolutely blitzed on in. But nonetheless, they're going to play it on the back for RVL, and they're going to take some space here as Z10 finally decide to stop the momentum of the fantastic car. Where you'll see as Zef takes out XZ on the sidelines, giving a bit of momentum and a bit of advantage to RVL.
Yeah, XZ overextends and Zeft has the angle to be able to punish it, so a good opening salvo here from Rival, but Herbie hasn't taken this thing out of park just yet. Still need to get that thing in D, and there we go. Now we can start rounding this first corner here. Zero Tenacity, even without XZ there, are going to be more than happy to put some bodies on the cart and slow things down, especially once it starts to get out of control. Zeft, a sliver of HP, good pocket to keep him alive here. They want to try and keep this angle to deny Zero Tenacity from the high ground, but Zoko coming straight, Deadpool in your area.
Now into that action right there. Soko pulling up the Deagles, taking out Zeft. What a potential. Oh, Bizer locking in. Bringing it down. HK Mario is done. There goes the mag, and there it is. What we were waiting for was that moment Z10 could win a fight and start holding spawn doors. RVL don't have the natural cover of the Fantastica, as it's just been pushed quite a bit far ahead. Now they can set up those Groot Wars, set up those Thorn Slash, the Ironwood, everything they need, and really box things in right now. I've got to say that be very, very careful, everybody. Marvel has the Prison Mario. Catches Wendy.
A nice little shot there coming out, but there's a strangling prison. Got the entire backline, all three of them on lockdown, but they will live to tell about it. Rage of Ultron now coming out from Lumi, and with the help of proxies, they're able to dispatch Soko, so a good opening frag there, but Jerry wants to hold on here. Soul Reserve is gonna come out from both sides, and Rival Esports trying to get their foot on the gas here finally, and you can see Zero Tenacity in full retreat right now. And Song Inferno coming out from Zeth is going to be denied. No damage coming out from that one, but it is enough for Rival Esports to get some space and finally break free of the spawn doors and get around that ambulance and onto the home stretch for point A.
Here we go. Getting momentum right now as the Fantastica trying to move around Ambulance Avenue. But there it is in disguise. XZ on the Song Inferno. Crushing down, and it does help Bizer take out Zeft. Excellence right there as they pulled their damage together. Stimpsy taken down as well from the power of Jerry. Jerry's gonna bring pressure, lock it in on proxies. Double KOs are certified for XZ on the Phoenix right now. And again, we've reset once again, putting RVL in spawn. However, Fantastica is very close to that first gate. One more good fight and RVL will get some more time in the bank.
Yeah, they just need to take that next fight, but they're only going to have the invisible boundary to be able to do it. Marvel taking out HK Mario early on there is going to be a little bit rough start for that one, so this minute time bank is going to bleed out, and that last fight I think is going to be all or nothing. If you're Rival Esports, you need to try and get out of the spawn doors and get your feet on the cart so you can even start to take that fight, because the fight is being brought right to you, and you are not signing for deliveries right now.
Now, Marvel has a chance for a bit of a massive chance here, and I see the potential for it if they can group it up right there. Do that Strangling Prison, but Lumi's going to be the one lasering Bizer right there, lining up the shots on the Ultron. And the Prower is a unified front as the Rage of Ultron is going to be connecting next. There it is. There it is as it aims down to the back line, and then it's going to be XZ shredding through, taking out Marvel. The firepower's there. They turn the tide just when Z10 had it. They're going to be there as well. Zeft getting that value on the Phoenix as well, bringing the power forward for themselves. Proxies chasing down by the Kumio. You got to be very careful in that scenario. HK Mario taking out Wendy. It's looking a bit tough for Z10 as they have a couple stragglers down, but nonetheless RVL do set themselves up onto the point there. Marvel decides to contest with the Elder Troop into the portal. They got two. Hold on a second. They might be able to hold it here as they do split up RVL and take down three right now. And the numbers game is on their side. They're going to be able to take out Lumi, take out Mario, and overtime ticks down and out. And they hold it right next to the ambulance.
You were right in your first assessment. We are not going to be seeing the subway this time around. It's going to have to be an even fuller hold from Rival Esports if they want to get themselves on the board here. But Zero Tenacity, again, that's exactly what you need. Deny the point A cap, stop it all from coming through. There's a little bit more of a glimmer of hope that comes out from Rival Esports off the back of a couple of opening frags from Lumi, but it's just not enough. Like I said, you're all or nothing on that last fight, and you went all in. You weren't ready for what came next. The Doctor Strange that does come out got banned out from your side. Marvel was able to come back on through with it, and Zero Tenacity bringing another fight straight to your doorstep, one that you were just not ready for. And it's a good effort from Rival Esports, but they're going to need more than a good effort if they want to slow down Zero Tenacity's momentum, because they are feeling themselves after a defense like that. They made it look easy.
Absolutely, they're absolutely feeling themselves right now. Z10 on the clock right now. Everybody look at the time that they have. They got 4 minutes here. They're going to take this one in their minds. That's what they believe. That's what they're going to lock in into their mindset right now. Boys are meditating in the skies, locked in. You can't be any more locked in than playing Iron Fist and Ignite. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, please walk out the spawn doors with that. I would love to see that. That would be truly exciting. But RVL, at the same time, dude, you can't give up. You can't give up yet. You still have a chance, you still have time, you still have everything on the line for yourselves to maintain, but you're gonna have to withstand all the pain that Z10 are gonna bring right now.
Oh, I thought with Exy on the Phoenix Baser was gonna stay on the Black Widow and actually get the Phoenix team up. You know, play the Strat Widow as it has been fabled. I'm still waiting for that rework to come out. Give me a sniper strategist, but nevertheless, over on to the White Box as they've been so good on for quite some time. And Zero Tenacity just need to find that one opening frag, but Jerry goes in a little too deep on the Luna Snow, trying to play the flank duelist Luna Snow, gets punished there by proxies. It's not gonna be quite so easy, my friend.
Ooh, there it is right there. The value, the pressure. Proxy's getting it down on the Mantis on the sidelines, and now you're seeing it. HKMI frozen on the side. Ironwood walls are being set up as well, and the Fantastic Isle was about to get moving, but it's going to be stalled for now. Gonna have to check if the fuel tanks are empty. We'll find out. But Proxy's getting value. Into the back line goes the bad hammer from Soko right now. Taking out Lumi. Excellence right there. But gonna probably force a Cocoon to be utilized. 3 minutes left right now if they can keep it going for themselves. Jerry and Eggsy are getting value by their Proxies. And Zepta taken down. Lumi with the Cocoon. There's the money. There's the power. There's Eggsy going in with a double KO. Chasing down the third right there. Getting a bit of sustain. Having a bit of trouble taking out Exile with so much self-sustain. But they're gonna be right there. Mix it up with a little bit of Adam Warlock, a little bit of Lumi. And they're gonna be caught out. Sato forcing them down. Soko getting that value right there, taking them. Done and dusted. 2 minutes 30. CB, final fight. It's on. It's on.
And again, there's not going to be a Doctor Strange teleport that comes out from Rival Esports. They're just going to have to hoof it back to the point. And I think Zero Tenacity are going to deny them even the opportunity to get the touch as that meterage is ticking down. An invisible boundary is just a formality from Wendy. I mean, Zero Tenacity, they made that look so easy on the attack. It was clinical.
Yeah,
I mean, what's Deadpool saying? Maximum effort? This was not that.
This was a vacation effort, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's sad. We want to see something from RVL, but we just haven't witnessed it yet, and we don't know if it's going to show up today. But if anyone's showing up today, it's going to be XZ and the rest of Z10 certified into their 2-0 lead right now in this series, everybody. One more map for them to tie it on up, and sorry, not tie it on up, wrap it on up, and get that series victory for themselves. We'll see if they can do it. It's all on Z10. But RVL, hey, reverse sweeps have happened before, CB. We've been there, we've witnessed them. Woo! I would say the odds aren't in favor of this one, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't know that I would put my money down on a reverse sweep right now because, again, this just kind of feels like Zero Tenacity playing with their food. They know right now that they are the better team. They're the number 2 seed coming out of group stages, and they feel like they are the best team in the region, going up against the number 6 seed in Rival Esports that had a very tenacious showing when it came to the group stages, but still was just able to squeak on through off the back of some hero plays. And unfortunately, there are no heroes right now, only Zero Tenacity, the villains of this story, and they are still reigning supreme right now, yet to be brought to justice. And I think you're going to need to bring a few more heroes if you want to slow them down.
100%, you're going to need to... I said it earlier. What are you doing? You need to break something out. You need to go crazy if you're going to try and get something here against Z10. Z10's formidable. They're crazy. They want everything. They're talking out saying, we're the best team in the region. We shouldn't have lost this. We're winning all the scrims. That's the kind of mentality they have. You need to bring that same mentality tenfold if you want to take on and take down Z10's momentum. But right now, lower bracket run, that's what they want. They want that run all the way to the grand finals. They could potentially get it if they win here in this next map and knock out RVL.
And I'll highlight the last time that these two teams fought, I think, was on the last day of group stages, day 6, and it was, again, a 2-0 for Zero Tenacity, and Rival Esports did not get a single point against Zero Tenacity on either of those maps. And so far, you know, we're kind of treading that same path. And again, that's exactly what Zero Tenacity need. Anything less, I think, would be a disappointment for them. They're trying to get their groove back. They're trying to achieve what was promised to them, live up to their potential, and they are doing so right now at the expense of Rival Esports. There's still at least one more map to go on the other side of this break. We'll see what Rival Esports has to bring to the table for one last showing. Don't go anywhere, chat. We will be right back.
Welcome back everybody to Marvel Rivals Ignite here in the preseason Pacific for Asia. Back again to get into the mix of it and find out who's going to win this bout right here. It's potentially time for Z10 to be one map away from a victory against RVL. Unless, ooh, don't want to utter those words, CB. The reverse sweep happens.
I mean, crazier things have happened in Ignite so far, so I wouldn't rule it out entirely, but I do think it's quite unlikely. I think, you know, odds are this might be the last Hail Mary, the last gasp for Rival Esports, their swan song in this tournament. I do think they still have a lot to play for when it comes to Stage 1, but their momentum just isn't there. Their mental, I think, might still be a little bit shook as they have been more or less, for lack of a better term, dog walked on map 1 and map number 2. And for Zero Tenacity, like I've said a few times, like, that's the expectation for this team coming into a match like that. You're expecting there to be this wide of a tier gap between yourself and the number 6 seed coming into the tournament here because you believe that you have the potential to be, if you not already are, the top team in the region. You shouldn't be down in the lower bracket. This isn't where you belong. You gotta prove it, and you gotta prove it at the expense of everybody who dares step to you. And this will be the last opportunity for Rival to pick a map here, choose where they get to step to Zero Tenacity, and they have chosen Central Park to potentially be their final resting place in this tournament.
Definitely. I mean, final resting place? Woo! That's why we're going to Central Park. That's why we're going to Dracula's Castle. There's a graveyard there. The question is, who's going to end up in it? Who's going to go down under the dirt? But who's also going to be ready to get dirty and play in the dirt and play for this victory right now? We need to find out, does Z10 have what it takes to 3-0 and salute off RVL? Say, out of here, guys. This is our tournament. Respect to you, but we cannot let you knock us out here. We have a story to tell.
Let's see who's still in the field right now. As we saw earlier today, that AAAD did of this matchup has a date with EXO in the next round of the lower bracket. We've also got Pirates and Reject in the upper bracket, and we'll see where things go from there on out. But that's a stacked top tier of this tournament, right? Like, you're looking at Reject on their redemption arc, up against Pirates on their reign of terror. Nobody has managed to make them bleed except for AAAD, and they got bounced out of this tournament by XO01. So whose destiny is it going to be to claim that throne? Is it going to be Reject? Is it going to be EXO? Zero Tenacity believe that this is them, and Rival Esports are just a road bump on that road to success. And Rival Esports, this is their last chance to prove that they are more than just a road bump. They are a threat. They are someone you have to take seriously, someone that going forward you have to worry about. Their tournament hopes are not quite done yet, but they may end here. Central Park is where it is going to be, and I cannot wait to see if Z10 can send us home to a 3-0 or if Rival Esports still have a little left in the tank.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. What is left in the fuel gauges, in the stomachs, in your bellies? Have they been fueled up? Are they ready to go? Do they know what it takes? I mean, listen, a lot of people saying get the belt out. Is it over? We don't know. We're going to find out very, very soon. I'm going to be real with you. CB, this ban phase needs to be thrown out the damn window. Okay? RVL, this is it. If you do the same mirrored ban phase again, then the same result will happen. Change something up. But Gambit is still banned again. 100% missed 100% win rate. We're not getting the Gambit abs.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, so they've already changed one thing up, is they have gone for the first protect on the Elsa, which few other members in the Pacific have been willing to do as of late. So they will make sure that they have the strongest duelist in the game at their disposal, and that's going to force out a Mantis ban from the side of Zero Tenacity. Make sure that, hey, if you're going to be coming to the Elsa, we got one as well, and yours will not be damage boosted. And now, Rival Esports, their hand is kind of forced. You got to imagine this next ban is going to be the Mantis because you can't give that up again. You got to make sure it's mirrored out, and looks like we're going to settle things with a good old-fashioned Elsa versus Elsa standoff.
Okay, I'll take that. You know what? We take that. Cash that in right now. That's what I like to see. Something different. I'm going to have the Galatrox going off. It's going to be crazy because there's a lot of environmentals, ridiculous amount of environmentals on this map especially. All 3 sections of Central Park are just ripe for your Elsas. And you know what? Who else is in that team up? Who else is in that hunting family? Not just the Deadpool, not the Vampire, not the Strapple. We're talking about Mr. Jeff the Land Shark, the king of Staten Island, has potential to get some shifty shenanigans. I mean, we saw earlier, we had the Quadras coming out from Alone earlier today. We could potentially see some more Jeffrey action. But Ultron Protect from Zero Tenacity right there. We know that is a tried and true strategy. That is definitely a strong strategist to lock in and secure when they don't even have Mantis, Gambit, or Invis.
Rival Esports currently
sorry,
hovering.
other way around.
Yeah, the Rival Esports currently hovering over a Captain America ban and will commit to that one. And that is a shot directly to Marvel and his rig and test potential. And there's also a stall potential as well. And a Loki Protect potentially going to come out as well. That is a bit of a sneak to be able to get that one through. But, okay, I was worried. Do not throw away the Loki Protect in favor of a Spider-Man. I saw that for one frame and I was about to crash out. All right, we made the right call. This is not a bad ban phase for Rival Esports. If they want to keep their tournament hopes alive, it's not a terrible way to do it.
Okay, let's break it down. RVL cannot play the Gambit, cannot play the Mantis, cannot play the Invisible Woman, cannot play the Cloak and Dagger, but they did lock in Loki and Elsa. Now, Proxy's hovering the Jeff makes a lot of sense. It's a good pick here, and it just means that Loki's going to have to copy someone else. But if they go Luna, they could get double Fate of both worlds, the Fate of all 4 worlds today. That could work for themselves. Or, on the other side of Zero Tenacity, they don't have the cap. They still have a couple strategies they can utilize, and Ultron is protected for themselves, so they're pretty good in that department, but nonetheless, you know what time it is. Open up that portal. Marvel's gonna live up to the name and get some minds going.
Alright. And it is Marvel versus Rivals once again. Central Park, the 3rd map in our best of 5 series. I got a feeling we ain't going to all 5 this time around, and Zero Tenacity are going to be first on the defensive side, trying to make sure that that is not the case. It is going to be an Elsa versus Elsa, as Zeft on one side picking up the Elsa Bloodstone and Exy on the other, and that's scary. Exy, when it comes to just about any hit scan hero, is one of the best in the biz, especially in the Pacific region, especially here in Asia. You had better come correct or don't come at all on this one. This is all or nothing for Rival Esports. The spawn door is opening, and Jerry sends in a Cosmic Cluster just to welcome you to his domain.
Now, we're not seeing the portal, and we still have the Penny. They're going for the full defensive strategy right here. On the Penny setup on the outpost of Dracula's Castle right here. Central Park is going off. We're going to see the marks right there, but how do we feel so far? I mean, Deadpools are the ones closest to their ultimates.
As is custom, especially, you know, when you have access to such things as the Deagles that managed to rack it up so fast. A good opening KO there onto Soko, so no access to the Banhammer coming out for the side of Zero Tenacity. Now it's the tricky situation of dealing with, well, I was going to say with the Penny, but you got to deal with a flanking Jerry Zef. Turn around, my friend.
Oh my days. This is Displacement City right here. Everyone is going all around the place, and it's stupendous. The Adam Waller getting so much value. Jerry, I know he's taken down for now, but still got a couple picks on the way out. Going to be able to return to the rest of their team right now and regroup for the next fight. Eggsy as well, close to the Galactrox. Snipsy has a Rage of Ultron very, very soon. Next fight's gonna go crazy. I believe we might see a couple ults, but my eyes are on proxies right now. You know, Jeff just trying to stage and get some sustain and hopefully build up that Jeff time, because it could be the clutch.
I was going to say, my eyes were on Zeft, who was stuck way deep behind enemy lines with no help coming from the rest of the team. There was no way they were ever going to be able to get to him, and it'll be a late KO that comes out. And HK Mario might be next on deck. There is still some healing coming out from the Jeff, so he's not going to fall quite yet, but it will slow things down while they wait for their main source of damage to get back on deck. And 2.5 minutes left in the time bank. We've already burned out nearly half of this thing, and Zero Tenacity just starting to get the ults coming online. And there is another one onto HK Mario, and now Rival Esports have to commit down a man.
Gonna have to commit right now. Jerry on the high ground and absolute laser insanity right now. Jerry is taking out an entire army
in his
of
lane.
Ultron bots in the sky. Just true perfection coming out from Jerry. Aura farming on Adam Warlock. I believe the TikToks are being made as we speak right now, but nonetheless, HK Mario on the front lines. Magneto shields are online. Proxies could get down to the business with the Jeffrey. Woo! Turning the tide on Jerry right there, saying enough out of you. I've had enough of you in my team's backline. Get out of here with your golden face. Mario at the same time takes out Wendy, buys her as well. Z10 gonna have to reset for now. Never mind, they're born again. Jerry brings the whole squad back.
Oh, but there's going to be a Jeff ultimate coming out from Proxies. They're going to have to shut him down. He doesn't actually get what he needs to. 2 ticks now coming out from Rival Esports, and Jerry going to be felled again. No Cocoon this time around. Basler with that Eternal Bond is going to be keeping Zero Tenacity in the fight for the time being, but I don't want to fight. I want to dance, says X-Slayer, throwing down the dance floor, and says we will decide this last tick with a good old-fashioned dance-off. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy reference, but one that I think Zero Tenacity ain't seen before because they ain't ready to dance. They're coming back to fight.
Okay, everybody, Penny's going for that Spider Sweeper right now. Marvel making it happen for themselves. Let's see if they're going to time it out right now. Meteor flies in the skies are going to be charged up. It hits the pillar. Unfortunately, not going to hit anybody with a dunking scenario. Galatrix in the back line. Eggsy takes out Zeph. Dashes through Mario and shreds all of the rest of them. Snipsy down. Another down. X-Lyle's on the Luna clapping. Trying to get it going. Gets webbed up and shut down by Marvel on the Penny right there. Just 35 seconds left. Look, they got a couple ticks. I won't lie, it's formidable, but he didn't get the whole outpost. You got one last chance, RVL. Show up or get shown out.
And Jerry swapping off of the Adam Warlock onto the Spider-Man does give us the first documented instance of it Ignite of the team up there between the Penny and the Spider-Man. We see another flank coming out from Proxies. Jerry almost gets his head blown off there by Zeph. Will fall to the breathing bullets, and it's an early KO that Rival Esports are going to be happy to have. With only 8 seconds left, they need to get on the point, and they need to try and find a fight win, and they need it now.
Need it now. Overtime has been locked in, everybody. Let's get into the mix of Galatrox into the corridor right now. Massing on through, taking out Soka. The DP's down. They're trying to get some nullification, but there is just so much pouring in right now. Zeph tries to get the value. Turn around. Wendy's on the dagger right now, trying to bring some sustain back to their team, but it's taken down by Zeph, who's lining up shot after shot. Takes out Jerry from the power of X-Lyle. Exit in return, takes out Snipsy. In return, Marvel's taking down X-Lyle falls. Zeph it is. They capped it with the spice right there, and they're not done yet. We still have another 2.5 minutes on this round to go, and maybe more if they take it to the double door. CB, they made it through.
Yeah, that's the first point that Rival Esports has managed to score against Zero Tenacity. Every time that these two teams have faced off, it's been Z10 with a total blowout, but Rival Esports, they're on the board, and that's not nothing. I mean, they do have 3 ults to carry on over to this next one, and if they can keep that momentum going and force some of these oddball swaps coming out of Zero Tenacity, who I believe are trying to hide their strats for later on in the night, they're looking past Rival Esports right now, and if there's one thing this tournament has taught us is that even when you think the fight is won, you cannot look past your opponent. They will make you regret it.
Now, Lumi has taken out Soko into the power of the double slashing. Okay, hold on a second. Lumi. Okay, hold on a second. RVL got some crazy momentum right now, but Wendy is, Proxies has a bit of a munching going on, and gonna throw Biza off the map right there. Jerry as well. RVL storming through the second section of Dracula's castle right now. Central Park is in the momentum. Zero Tenacity gotta gain their footing back.
And they don't have any ults to do it. I mean, they're going to have the Kumiho unleashed eventually, and they do have a fair bit of stall potential with both the Venom and the Spider-Man, but Symbiotic Resilience from Marvel already forced out. Soko letting those Deagles fly, trying to get the damage on deck. There is a Banhammer, but HK Mario says, nah, no Banhammers, just a Mag Cannon, takes him down, and Jerry just gets splattered on the cart there, and that's point B captured. 2.5 minutes in the time bank, and Rival Esports are steamrolling through Central Park right now. They might be able to get the full cap if they keep this momentum going.
Alrighty, there. Wow, where have they been this entire series? RVL back on the scene, back again. Lock it in. Let's see how it all unfolds for themselves. Z10 now on the high ground, on the steps before Dracula's throwing. Let's see if they can hold it down. Mario's got the meteor off they need. So much pain, so much power could be present in this next fight. We're going to drop in. Marvel's going to set up the Ironwood walls right now at a top position. No, too close for comfort. Mario takes them down. Bit of magnetism action. Meteor still online. Zeph has the Galatrox if they need. X-Lyle as well is there. Bizer's got the chance to drop the Kumio. They're going to need to do it now because they keep moving. No one's contesting RVL's movement.
Yeah, HK Mario holding up that metallic curtain, drawing the line of scrimmage so close to Zero Tenacity spawn door, and that's going to amount to more cart progress. Going to get that cart up the stairs towards the top of the throne room here in Zero Tenacity. Like you said, they've got to start investing. Glartrox is coming out from both sides. It looks absolutely massive, but HK Mario with an extinction event, a Meteor M dropped right on Xy's dome as the Fate of Both Worlds now coming out from X-Lail. Rival Esports are dumping the coffers, draining the bank, hitting every ultimate, mashing every Q button, and taking down Baser because they know for them it is now or never. If they get this cap, that is more than was promised of them. You gave them an inch, they are taking a mile, and Zeph is taking names right now. Back to back, Xy trades one out for proxies. That is a two-piece for both Elsas, and Zero Tenacity with that will draw a line in the sand and say no, not today, at the very least, not yet.
Ooh, okay. Finally, stopping that crazy momentum from RVL. So much so that only one fight left. 30 seconds left for both teams.
No
RVL,
strange
though.
TP.
That's true. But Galatrox is online for Zeft. They could do something crazy. If they angle this right, there is a pit right there. They could take quite a few of Z10 off the map. That is the question. They got the Jeff as well for proxies. There's potential. No one really has the ultimates except Zeph right now. It is a Galatrox directly into the corridors right there, but 10 seconds left. Someone's got to still contest. Soko slashing with those dual edges right there. Soko taking out Mario. The Magneto is down.
Rival Esports will lose another one. Xy with that elephant gun shot straight onto Zept, and that is a double in that fight. And I think for Rival Esports, this might be where the cart stalls out, as HK Mario trying to get that portal on deck, but it's going to be too little too late as Zero Tenacity denied the full cap. But let's be real, they should have denied the first cap. They shouldn't have given up point A, but they got a little bit too cute with this Penny Parker strategy, and it snowballed out of control on through point B, and that's quite disastrous because now that's set Rival Esports up for a win condition. If the cart stalls out on point A or point B, we go to a map number 4, and like I said, anything less than a 3-0 for Zero Tenacity is a disappointment. They're going to be kicking themselves for even giving Rival Esports that much.
Oh, I mean, they probably already are. For how much they gave them, you said, give them an inch, they'll take them out. They wanted the entire highway. Lock that down right there. They're going to put their own toll down and collect. That's what RVL want to do. They want to collect on everyone saying, oh, this team's not going to be the ones to make it. This team's not going to prove themselves. We can go all in. I think the prediction was 87% people believe Z10's going to take this map. We'll find out because now it's their turn to attack. Let's see if they can take it. And now listen, they don't have to take it too much away from the throne of Dracula, but they do got to get into that throne room. So 20 seconds left till these spawn doors open. No one's doing the tricky portals. Everyone's locking in on what they're locking in on. But one thing I see that makes me very happy as a fellow player of a certain one-winged angel is Marvel is locking in on the Angela. This is very dangerous for Mario on the Groot. You could get sent off the map with a spear and whew, no one will be able to hear.
I'll be playing very far away from any ledges, but even that, like, you can just get kidnapped and taken into the enemy backline, and then those walls are going to be a hindrance rather than a help. Something else I do want to highlight, by the way, is that Zeft on the attack for Rival Esports was, for better or for worse, managing to go toe-to-toe with Xy and live to tell about it, and oftentimes even getting the better of some of those fights. As Lumi finds the opening KO in this one, and Zero Tenacity have to slow their roll. They can't just steamroll on here. They're going to have to take a brief pause and wait for Marvel to try and create an opportunity on that aforementioned one-winged angel, the Angela, looking for another opportunity. And Soko gonna swap over to mirror the Emma Frost. It's rare that we get an Emma head-to-head in this day and age, but hey, we got her back, the White Queen, for both sides.
Yes, indeed. Let's get Sonic up in here and do it old school like a Season 4. Now, 3 minutes left on the clock for Z10. Can they make it happen for themselves? We're going to find out as the Thorn Slash Balls are shredded down by Eggsy, but Eggsy's setting up the mark. He sees everybody set up in that corridor right now, and look at the percentage climbing. Look at the combo breaker. All of the HP bars are getting absolutely shredded down right now, but they're going to have to drop the runes by Xlar, and they're going to get that old roundhouse kick coming out from Lumi onto Marvel shutting down. I mean, it makes sense. You got an Angela. Emma's pretty good answer to the Angela. She's just got so much dominant up close force. That grab is just insane. But now, speaking of insanity, Galatrox right there scoops up HK, Mario, and Zeft, and they're taken down as Z10 have the 6v4 scenario. But the res goes off. Revival is back, bringing Zeft and Mario. But in return, is it enough?
Like you said, Marvel taking that Groot right off of the side and is not done with that. Gonna take the Emma as well. That is 2 back-to-back environmentals. They saw the res close to the edge and says, oh, we about to push, and they are gonna get that full cap onto point A. 4.5 minutes to get through point B, but still a pretty solid defensive effort that comes out from Rival Esports, using that God of Mischief to get that second lease on life, that Karmic Revival. That almost worked out well for them, but Phaser was there with the charm, shutting down X-Lail, making sure that we don't get any more reses coming out, no more opportunities, no second chances. Zero Tenacity, they need to get this one completed. They need to get the cap here and shut this one out before things spiral out of control, because Rival Esports, they have the ult advantage. They've got the Glartrox, and I think it's feasted on one. It will be denied from getting a KO, but that enough is going to make Zero Tenacity flinch.
Oh, Biza in a bit of a tough situation. Already.
Where'd you go?
The rest of their team. Already gone. We don't even get to see where Biza goes. Biza's on their own time. We got to be very careful out here. But speaking of being careful right now, Soko is not doing that and going straight for Mario, taking him out. The Groot is down. Everybody's putting on a show. We're going to drop that Heavenfall as well. We're going to scoop them all up. Marvel's getting value, and there it is. Soko hitting the Sonic Seduction right now, scooping up the rest of RVL, forcing them down, taking out Zeph, taking out Snipsy, taking out Lumi, and a little double roundhouse kick, double KO for Soko on the White Queen right there. And that is the pressure, that is the power, but RVL don't want to give up yet. They're going for a quick portal.
HK Mario with a portal. Snipsy going to be coming on through, has the Rage of Ultron, and that's the only tool that Rival Esports really have. They're going to have to make the most of it, but it's a Glartrox from Xe to open things up, and that is going to claim X-Lail. And even though Zeph is able to claim Baser, that is only a Pyrrhic victory. Zero Tenacity getting onto point B. 4.5 minutes to not even get the full completion here, and now it's starting to get scary for Rival Esports. You got away with oh so much, but justice rarely... Justice comes quite swiftly. You are rarely prepared for what is coming your way. As Zero Tenacity doing the exact same thing Rival Esports did, taking it straight to that throne room, all the way to the checkpoint here, making Rival Esports have to fight to reclaim everything. Zeph with a swift KO there onto Xe. It's going to be a good start now, but Rival Esports, they're running out of time, and they have to try and draw that line in the sand.
I mean, this is exactly what we knew we'd witness from both teams. Just a formidable effort once Elsa was finally let through. But never mind, Elsa's been speed through by Marvel. Exit in return takes out Snipsy. The Phoenix is down. That's 2 doors down for RVL. Mario as well. The 4 of them are down for RVL. That's the power of Zero Tenacity. Exit taking out Lumi and Lyle as well. That's a team wipe right now. This is it. This is our final fight right now. If Z10 win this push here, RVL can't defend again.
Gonna be X-Lail coming out with a Kumiho Unleashed for the next fight, and Snipsy with a good shot there onto Xe. You will absolutely take that. That's a good way to stem the bleeding, but yeah, it's starting to get out of control because Zero Tenacity are gonna have the ult advantage going into it. Baser is gonna open things up with a Kumiho Unleashed of their own, and is gonna stomp down right on top of Snipsy, brought to a heel.
Oh, the moment is there. We're less than a meter away. If they leave it at any point in time, RVL do not win. Biza goes in next. He takes out Zeft at the same time. They're going to run it up. They're going to bring the Jerry. They're going to hopefully get the meteor charge up from Mario, but it's blasted out of the sky by Jerry on the Ultron, who's chased at the same time from Lyle. Lyle gets taken down. Wendy as well. Exy going to get another proxies as well. Lumi falls. That's Snipsy down. And that's the end of the round. That's the end of the match. That's the end of the map. As Z10 claim victory here on Central Park and eliminate RVL.
It was a good showing for RVL at the very end there to go down swinging, but Zero Tenacity, they get the showing that we needed to see from them. We needed to see dominance. We needed to see them come out angry, mad that they ever let Rival Esports get away with as much cart progress as they did, nearly getting the full cap, and Zero Tenacity say, no. We cannot allow this. We cannot condone this. We have a date with Destiny, and you are holding us up. We will not miss our opportunity again. 22 final hits for Xe, putting on a show. And Zeph with 13, you know, like I said, going toe-to-toe at a certain point, you know, early on. But Xe, he played mad. He played out of his mind towards the end there and said, I have no equal, and it is certainly not going to be you. Not on this day.
Woo! I mean, we got to look back at the replays. We know what we're going to see. Elsa, bloody bloodstone. Let's live around. Let's reality bring it back, everybody. And look, a little bit of Adam Warlock. I know I saw some people in the chat were like, hell yeah, we're going to get some Adam Warlock in Ignite. I also agree too. A little bit of Karmic Revival, a little bit of shenanigans is always a good time. Zeft was so formidable as well. We just got to give props to RVL. Like, they said, look, we're not going to go down easy. Let's go. Let's go bring everything else we've got left and let's try to take it to the end. And they got very, very close. They made Z10 lock in a little bit again and be like, all right, we got to put them down. We got to take this now, get the belt, get it going, and hopefully get it done. That is the excellence right there. A stellar performance from both teams nonetheless to make it here to the top 8 in Asia. Crazy, crazy commendable nonetheless to RVL. But it is Z10 who continue their story today.
I do want to reflect a little bit on the preseason performance from Rival Esports, because even though they come in the number 6 seed in the playoffs and they end up taking an early exit, unfortunate, they did still show some signs of brilliance. And I think going forward, there are some things that you can maybe try and play into when you move into stage 1. You know, HK Mario on that Magneto looked stellar at times, had some huge media rem plays that helped give Rival Esports more say in some of these fights than they realistically should have had. We've seen some incredible stuff coming out from the likes of Xlyle, Zeph, like I mentioned, at times going toe-to-toe with Xe, and Snipsy, I think, also does have some flashes of brilliance. So there is a ton of talent when it comes to this team. They are not here for no reason. They earned their spot in Ignite, they earned their spot in Asia, and they earned their spot in playoffs. And I think going forward, they will earn their spot in our hearts. But unfortunately, they have not earned their spot in the next round of the lower bracket, because that was promised to Zero Tenacity, and they will have it.
Ooh, lock it in, everybody. There's another farewell to RVL, to them as well, as we prepare to have hopefully, I believe we got a cheeky little interview with one of the members of Z10. We can understand right now, what are they thinking, what are they feeling, and most importantly, what is their goal? We know it's to win, but ultimately right now, they've got to say something to the world. I'm looking forward to what that message is going to be. They've got something to say. They say they're the best in the region. They say the Scrimbucks are in their favor. And most importantly, they also said, according to CB, you were saying they cannot accept anything less than 3-0. I'm looking at the bottom of my screen. They got it.
Those are my words. You know, I don't want to say that's how they were feeling coming into it. But from my perspective, you know, for a team that has such high highs, such incredible talent, people like Xe on the team, or Base, or Marvel, or so much flexibility that comes out from this roster, you have the potential to be world beaters. You have the potential to beat Pirates and take the dub here. You've played them so close before. Even though, you know, AAAD, they get the honor of being the first team to take a map off them, you can still be the first team to take a series off of them. I truly believe they have that potential, and they can even go toe-to-toe on the world stage with some of the best from Americas and EMEA, but they have to live up to that. And that's what I, as a fan of this team, and of someone who wants to see them live up to that potential, that's what I want to see from them, and that's why I wanted to see a 3-0 up against a team like Rival Esports, and I'm glad that I got to see it, and I know a lot of other Z10 fans in the audience are going to be glad they got to see that as well. As I mentioned before, Rival Esports, they went down swinging, and there is honor in that, but I also do think that just makes Zero Tenacity look all the better.
Yeah, could not agree more than that. Right now, Z10, they took us on a wild ride, and I'm glad to see how well they're performing so far after having that development during the group stage. Feeling confident right now. Let's see if they get that dream scenario on a Pacific Special, we call it, running it all the way down from the bottom of the lower bracket all the way to the finals. Let's see if they can get there, but there's somebody waiting for them at the end of tonight. Somebody who just survived as well, knows what it's like to be in the pits.
Zero Tenacity versus XO01 is going to be on deck. Of course, after we take a brief visit to our upper bracket finals between Pirates and Reject, and the bracket is looking so interesting from here on out. Now that we have culled the herd down to the top 4, and this top 4 is playing a lot closer than I think a lot of people would have expected. I mean, whether it was going to be XO or AAAD, it was still going to be a stacked top 4. Any of these teams can take maps off of each other, but only Pirates so far have proven themselves to be superior over the rest of the pack, and anything can happen from here on out, to be completely honest with you. We have seen insane upsets. We've seen Virtus Pro taking a 4th place exit in EMEA finals. Still salty about that. I predicted them to go all the way. That's why I got the 0%. I'll never live that one down. I feel like I got my comeuppance for that one.
Wait, on the entirety of EMEA, you got 0% prediction?
Yeah, I didn't get a single prediction correct. I had VP at first, then Heretics, and then Na'Vi, and like it all spiraled down from there. Like everything else was just wrong. Like,
well, I just found out. Currently in OCE, Genji versus Kanga, they just locked in Museum of Contemplation. Everybody, it's over there too.
I saw in the interview you guys were doing. You were doing it over there. You were like, why does nobody want to pick this map? And then I remember who it was. Who were you interviewing? It was like, no, we love that map, actually. Like, what are you talking about? We go there all the time.
That was Gen G.
Yeah, it was, of course, Gen.
They just won. And then I believe Kanga Esports picked Museum of Contemplation, so maybe they love the map too. And Kanga Esports did very well yesterday, so this is a match that Genji have been wanting to have. We're talking about two of the favorites out there in OCE, but you know, as that kicks off, you know, that's going off as well. So much is going on, you know, that's gonna be, of course, going off soon. We're gonna have a chat with the member of Z10 of Zero Tenacity. We're gonna finally get into the midst of it, see what's all the happenings, and then I believe, you know, so much is still to come today. Like you said, upper bracket final. I gotta say, that's a story to tell. Can Pirates maintain their lead? Because if they don't, everything is chaos. Everything is chaos.
That has the opportunity to throw I think everybody's Preds into chaos, because a lot of people coming out of group stages, I think, we're going to be doubting Reject. I think some of us also were like, that the partner team, they have to bounce back, right? Like, if they don't bounce back in the playoffs, then something has gone awry, and they have managed to, at least so far, correct that error, but that does not mean that it is going to be free from here on out, because Pirates are anything but. They are about as tough as they come. They have proven themselves to be the best in the region, and if Reject can beat them, send them down to the lower bracket, what does that do to the rest of the bracket? What does that do for a team like Zero Tenacity that says, all right, we have the opportunity to be top 2. We think we can beat Pirates. We can be number 1. To have to do that in the lower bracket just to even get to that top 2 situation, that's scary. That's a big yikes. Or even like for EXO, if they manage to come through, do you think they end up going up against like a Pirates or a Reject? Who knows? I mean, I know one person who I think does know a thing or two about the situation, the lay of the land from here on out, and that is Zichik, the interviewee that we've got from Zero Tenacity, the coach. And I am looking forward to getting into this one, because it's rare we actually get to talk to the coaches, pick their brains and see how they feel, but we get to see it right now. Zichik, hello, how are you feeling?
You know, I think we're definitely feeling better than yesterday for sure. I know the players are probably feeling a lot better, and we wanted to send one of them in, but they're all kind of taking their little break for the next match. So
I think that's fair. You and I were. I'll drop the curtain. You know, you and I were DMing. We were talking a little bit earlier about how you guys felt about yesterday. I hate to start things off on a bad note, but how did it feel after that Reject match yesterday?
You know, it's never great to lose, but I think losing it's important. It's definitely like a motivating factor for just like us in general. It sucks that like losing has to be something sometimes that like kicks us into gear, or to like reevaluate into certain things that maybe practice kind of didn't give us before. So like, you know, as much as it sucks, like I can't complain from the value that it at least gives us in the end. So
no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, literally, we learn from losing. It's a very tried and true strategy, but you guys could not afford the loss right now, which is why Z10 locked in, getting themselves a 3-0 in definitive fashion. CB said it earlier, you guys will not accept anything less than a 3-0. Do you feel like that was a mentality going into this match? We cannot even drop a single map against RVL?
I don't think like necessarily the mentality of like having to 3-0 each time is there. Obviously, like that is the goal. Like we should be 3-0ing. If we strive too much for succeeding every single map, I think that's kind of the area that we end up catching ourselves like flustered or dropping things more often. So it more is like we have to go into it with a more holistic approach, being able to make sure that we're like taking the proper swaps of what we're seeing and just ensuring that we're setting ourselves up to play smarter instead of harder. I think the mindset of like we have to win can be overly like toxic to the overall approach and map.
I kind of agree. For us, I think it was a good narrative to say that you guys have to win, but that is still kind of like the expectation for
like obviously
for a
we
matchup
have
like
to
this.
win. Yeah,
We got to play up the drama a little bit here on our side, but I mean, you guys are no strangers to the drama, no strangers to bring in the action. And like you said, you play smarter, not harder. So without giving away too much, what is on deck for the next round? You guys have a date with EXO. How are you approaching that? What is your thought process going up against a team like that?
You know, if I could give you a hint, I would give you a hint. We're kind of in the process of figuring out which side. We have a couple options of like where we can lean, so it's just figuring out where we want to go into this match, and then kind of figuring out going into the next if we obviously walk away, hoping that we do. But we're just gonna take it a step at a time right now.
There it is right there. The coach mentality, we respect it, we love it, and we always love, and we want to thank you again for coming in and giving insight to the folks at home. What does a coach think on a Rivals team and how you take care of your team, prepare them mentally? Like we said, it's not all about full hardcore winning, it's about learning as we go and taking it step by step, which is definitely the key, and how you guys have performed so well so far. So best of luck to the rest of your run as well. We'll let you go rest off with the team, and good luck in your next match.
Thank you.